Top 7 onion farming secrets that will shock you. The hidden onion farming truth that will transform your income. These are shocking secrets of elite onion farming. Secret number 1, the transplanting revolution. Why direct seeds is costing you millions. The first shocking secret that separates elite onion farmers earning 10 million shillings per acre from struggling farmers earning 1 million is something so counterintuitive that when you hear it, your first reaction will be skepticism. Directly seeding onions into your field is a catastrophically wasteful practice that reduces your yields by 40 to 60%, increases your weed control cost by 3 to 4 times, extends your growing season by 6 to 8 weeks, and produces small irregular bulbs that fetch poor market prices. Yet approximately 80% of small-scale onion farmers continue direct seeding because that is how we have always done it, without ever questioning whether better approaches exist. The shocking truth is that elite farmers abandoned direct seeding decades ago in favor of transplanting seedlings raised in nursery beds, and this single change in establishment method delivers such dramatic advantages that it alone can double or triple your profitability without any other improvements. Therefore, understanding why transplanting is so revolutionary requires examining the biology of onion establishment and the economic realities of weed competition. When you direct seed onions scattering tiny seeds across prepared beds or in rows, several devastating problems unfold simultaneously. Onion seeds are tiny and must be placed very shallowly, just 1 to 2 centimeters deep, making them extremely vulnerable to drying out, being washed away by rain, or being eaten by birds and insects. Typical germination rates in field direct seeding are 50 to 60%, meaning you lost 40% of your expensive seed before plants even emerge. Second, those seeds that do germinate produce tiny thread-like seedlings with minimal vigor that grow incredibly slowly for the first 6 to 8 weeks, during which time fast-growing weeds explode, creating dense competition that smooths your weak onion seedlings unless you conduct back-breaking hand weeding every single week. Third, direct-seeded onions have highly variable plant stands, with some areas dense and others sparse, creating management nightmares and producing uneven maturity where some bulbs are ready while others need weeks more growth. Fourth, the extended field occupancy from slow early growth means your onions occupy land for 5 to 6 months before harvest, when transplanted onions would have completed their cycle in 3 to 4 months, reducing your land productivity and preventing profitable crop rotation. The financial devastation of direct seeding becomes clear when you calculate actual costs and yields. A typical direct seeded acre uses approximately 2 kilograms of seed, costing 80,000 to 120,000 shillings. Due to poor germination and mortality, you achieve a final stand perhaps that is between 150,000 plants per acre, when optimal population is between 300,000 to 400,000 plants. These underpopulated sparse plants produce an average harvest of 12 to 15 tons per acre, while many small and marketable bulbs fetching low prices, total gross income perhaps 2 million shillings at average prices. Meanwhile, weed control requires 10 to 15 hand weeding sessions throughout the growing season, costing 300,000 to 400,000 to 450,000 shillings in labor. When you subtract seed costs, weeding costs, and other inputs, your net profit rarely reaches 500,000 to 700,000 shillings per acre. And this is considered acceptable by farmers who don't know any better. Now consider the transplanting alternative that elite farmers employ. Establish nursery beds using just 1/4 the land area you are currently farming. And in these intensively managed nurseries, you can sow seed more densely, protect seedlings from birds and harsh weather, manage irrigation precisely, control weeds easily in small areas, and produce vigorous uniform transplants ready for field planting in just 6 to 8 weeks. Your seed costs drop by 60 to 70% because germination is controlled. Nurseries reach 90 to 95% versus 50 to 60% in field direct seeding. After 6 to 8 weeks, you transplant these robust seedlings to your main field at precise, optimal spacing, achieving perfect plant populations of between 300,000 to 400,000 per acre. These transplants establish rapidly with minimal mortality, grow vigorously immediately because they have already developed strong root systems and mature uniformly, allowing single pass harvests. Field weed control costs will also drop by 70% because transplants go into field at larger size already competitive with weeds. And the shortened field occupancy means fewer weed generations. Most shockingly, yields explode to between 35 to 50 tons per acre because optimal populations and vigorous transplants produce large uniform bulbs. Gross income of 6 million to 10 million shillings compared to 2 million from direct seeding. Implementation of transplantation system begins with establishing nursery beds in a separate area near your home where you can manage intensively. For every acre you plan to plant, you need approximately between 100 to 150 square meters of nursery space. Prepare a nursery bed with extremely fine tilth, mixing abundant compost for moisture retention and fertility. Sow onion seeds thinly in rows, 5 centimeters apart, or broadcast very lightly across bed surface. Then cover with only half centimeters of fine soil or compost. Water gently twice daily using a fine rose watering that can maintain consistent moisture critical for germination. Within 7 to 10 days, seedlings emerge looking like tiny grass blades. Continue daily watering and weekly liquid fertilizer application, and protect from intense sun with light shade netting. If temperatures exceed 35 degrees in 6 to 8 weeks, Seedlings reach transplantation size, pencil thickness stem, and 15 to 20 centimeters height. 1 week before transplanting, reduce watering to harden off seedlings, preparing them for field conditions. Prepare your main field with fine tilth, adequate fertility, and good drainage. Transplant on a cool, cloudy day or in late afternoon to minimize stress. Spacing plants 10 to 12 centimeters within rows and rows 20 to 25 centimeters apart, achieving between 300,000 to 400,000 plants per acre. Plant each seedling at the same depth it was growing in the nursery. Farm soil around roots and water immediately. For the first week, post-transplant, water daily or every other day depending on weather until transplants establish and begin growing. The initial transplanting labor seems intensive, but this investment is recovered 100-fold through reduced weeding costs and dramatically higher yields. Troubleshooting transplanting challenges requires attention to details during the critical nursery phase. If nursery germination is poor, below 80%, you either sowed too deeply, failed to maintain consistent moisture, or use old seed with reduced viability. Use correct depth, water consistently, and always buy fresh seed from reputable sources. If nursery seedlings sow yellowing or stunting, fertility is inadequate. Apply liquid fertilizer weekly using water-soluble NPK at the recommended rates. If transplants suffer high mortality after field planting, above 20%, you either transplanted during excessive hot sunny conditions, causing shock, planted too deeply, barring growing point, or failed to water adequately post-transplant. Transplant during favorable weather. Maintain proper depth and water consistently for 1 week. The most common transplanting error is attempting to transplant seedlings too young or too old. Ideal size is pencil thickness. Thinner seedlings are too weak and suffer high mortality, while thicker or mature seedlings will experience more shock. Time your nursery sowing to produce ideal-sized transplants exactly when your field is ready. Top 7 farming onion secrets that will shock you. Secret number 2, the spacing shock. Why wider isn't always better. Click the link on the description below and watch this revolutionary secret. Thank you.